I currently work for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, and I'm a senior research analyst in the audience research department. I analyze audience research data, so looking at all different ratings for television audiences, radio audiences, and also a little bit of digital numbers as well. And so we take those numbers, I produce reports and things like that and presentations, and then we present it to different departments internally, and they utilize that data for multiple different purposes. The transferable skills that I learned here at McMaster applied perfectly to the job that I do every single day. It really allows me to sort of be versatile in my job. So it's everything from actual data analysis, taking things that I learned in quantitative and qualitative research methods courses, that's really my day-to-day core work. But at the same time, being able to walk into a presentation and feel comfortable in that environment, having a presentation that I would have put together myself, and then actually going in front of senior management and feeling comfortable in actually presenting that information. Also, even just getting down to the nitty-gritty of what courses I've took, when I was at Mac, actually being able to walk into a room with the communication department and being able to sit through a branding discussion and being able to actually contribute in that sense, and then walking into a sports meeting where we talk about the culture of sport in Canada and how we can develop that into a new program. Also, learning about the different media companies in Canada and how that plays a role. Even just being familiar with the different networks and who's running the show, that sort of stuff would really help me when I'm helping make programming and scheduling decisions. The extracurricular activities that I took part in while at McMaster were huge for me. I think that's what's pretty much sent me sort of over the edge in terms of building a resume. So that sort of got me to where I am today. So taking part in the Communication Studies and Multimedia Student Society, also just reaching out to different clubs and different experiences across campus, even outside of humanities, just to sort of bridge that gap where I was able to, make contacts at the DeGroote School of Business, and, I was doing some, freelance multimedia work for them, doing graphic design, and also taking part for the McMaster Journal of Communication, also as a co-editor and as a graphic design and web designer there. And I think those experiences that are sort of beyond the class, that I was able to sort of build up my resume and apply that elsewhere. So I think that's definitely was a huge help for me. What I enjoy most about my job is I get to work with all different facets of the company and really work with many different internal and external clients. With the audience research department, I'm responsible for delivering the message about what the audiences are telling us and what's happening in the ratings. And so that requires me to work with many different people. So I'll go to meetings with executive producers of shows like Dragon's Den and Stephen and Chris. I'll also, have phone conversations with the producers of the local morning show, radio morning show in Nova Scotia. And so having that element is really great. I also get to work with external clients as well, so presenting audience information to the NHL on behalf of Hockey Night in Canada, also working with the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television Arts. We actually present data to them for the Canadian Screen Awards. So I think having that aspect of really sort of talking to different people and learning a bit about them as well. And I also think it's a great networking opportunity as well. I'm not sort of chained to my desk and just sending out stuff from there. Actually having the ability to present this information right to people. I think a good way for a student specifically in communication studies, to prepare for this career is to actually pay attention in class, do the coursework, and really put in the effort while you can. I think that's the best advice that I could give, because specifically in my job, what I learned in that classroom was directly applicable to what I do day in and day out. Outside of the classroom, one thing that a student should probably look into is, one, finding an internship. Some programs do offer in-program internships, which I think is a great opportunity. You should always take that and run with it, really. If an internship isn't a possibility directly through your coursework, going out of your way and finding something. And even if someone isn't already hiring, if there isn't already a posting for an internship opportunity, find a local business, find a local community organization that is easy for you to get to, walking distance even, and you go out of your way to approach them and say, hey, this is my specialty, this is my background, is there any way that I can help your business? And it's not so much that you're offering free work, and everyone likes free work, of course, but it's really about building your resume, when it comes to trying to find a career once you've done school. There's a lot of great places for recent grads to look for jobs. I don't necessarily think that I ever found much success in sort of those large websites like Monster and Workopolis. I'm sure they work for some people, but I think a lot of times you really have to go to the source. So I would go to an HR website for the city of Hamilton, or different schools, universities even, or different hospitals, those types of things. A larger media organization is always going to have a current job postings list for you to go and look at. But there's also different sites that you can go to that sort of curate all those job postings. I know another big one is Media Job Search Canada, something like that. You really can't be so concerned about, I'm not qualified for this job and that sort of thing. When people are writing job descriptions, they're putting everything in there for what their ideal candidate is. And if you have even one of those elements or one of those experiences, then apply. There's no harm in applying. The worst they're going to say is no. Or you may not even get a response at all. And that's totally fine. And you have to sort of learn to roll with the punches and that sort of thing. And the more you apply, the more chance you're going to give yourself. I think the advice that I would give to current and prospective humanities students is to really go beyond your BA. I think the BA has sort of become a standard, an essential basis when it comes to finding a career once you graduate. And it's a necessity, absolutely, but finding a way to sort of build on that. Don't expect to show up to classes and pass and have that be your key to the career that you really want. I think you really have to sort of set a goal for yourself, which is a lot of work, especially if you're an earlier student, first or second year, and you have to build on that BA. So get yourself some internship experience, some volunteer experience, even some freelance work if you're lucky enough to get paid for it. Doing that, doing those different elements to sort of go above and beyond the BA. That was advice that I was given when I was in first year, was to go above and beyond the BA. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a master's degree. It could be a postgrad certificate, or like I said, even just those volunteer internship experiences that are really going to set you above and beyond.